What's up, guys? It's Cam or Camo here, and today I'm just bringing you a few of my guys that I believe will pop off this season in fantasy football, specifically redraft full PPR, which means 1 point per reception. And yeah, let's just hop straight into this. I'm not gonna add any fluff. I'm just gonna get through this quick. I'm gonna get you guys some quality content who I believe is gonna immediately make an impact on your fantasy football team this season. Now, starting off with number 1, Kyle Pitts. No, I'm just kidding. Emeka Egbuka. I believe that he is going to immediately jump into a productive role, and I'm going to go so far as to say I think he could even make an impact week 1 in your starting lineup. For little info, he posted 10 touchdowns and 1,000 yards twice at Ohio State, and that's pretty good. But the thing about it, he did this while playing behind Marvin Harrison Jr., Jeremiah Smith, and JSN in a few of those years. Now he's in an injury-riddled Bucs wide receiver room. Chris Godwin has yet to practice. Mike Evans is, well, he has that hamstring that tends to flare up every season. He's been all right so far, but Jalen McMillan is now going on the IL, might be done for the season. I think he just has such a clear path to production right out of the gate. He's going behind guys like Dobbins, Khalil Shakir, Austin Eckler. I think it's just a smash pick right out the gate. I think Egbuka is going to hop straight into that wide receiver 2 role, and he is one Mike Evans injury away from being the wide receiver 1 of the Buccaneers and being Baker Mayfield's top target. And Baker's already been giving him a ton of praise in training camp, so it's like, I just really think he could explode directly out of the gate. Now, hopping over to number 2, Tetaroa McMillan, T-Mac, or I forget what he wants to be called, but we've been down this road before, drafting guys like Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, elite talent prospects out of college, and they just tend to smash right out of the gate. Drafted 8th overall, he has the draft capital. He's a monster prospect, 6'5", 212 pounds. He's going to be the alpha in the Panthers offense. And Bryce Young at the end of last year looked leaps and bounds better than what he has over the beginning part of his career. So that's super exciting. And I don't understand why he's not going a little higher in drafts right now. I'm using ESPN ADP, which is not always the greatest, but I have a feeling that that's what a majority of fantasy players use. So I think he should be going a little bit higher. He's going behind Rome, Waddle, George Pickens, and I don't know. I would probably take him over all 3 of those guys as of right now. And just for a little background on him, he went in his last 2 seasons at U of A. He went 90 receptions, 1,402 yards, and 10 touchdowns, and then 84 receptions, 1,319 yards, and 8 touchdowns. So elite profile. Just looks like an absolute monster in training camp so far. I think he'll be an immediate playmaker, somebody that you can start right out of the gate. Super excited for him. Now next up, Travion Henderson. This has been one of my favorite running backs since he was playing at Ohio State. I like him more than Quinshawn because they split time there. I think his talent profile for a fantasy perspective, fantastic pass catcher, home run hitter, incredibly explosive playmaker, and now he gets to play behind a new and improved Drake May. Right out of the gate, there might be a timeshare. Ramondre might get a lot of reps right at this open of the season. Antonio Gibson, not much of a threat to him. I think he would split time with Ramondre eventually if he does get more playing time. In Ohio State, he put up 1,248 rushing yards, 312 receiving yards, and 15 touchdowns as a freshman, which is unbelievable. And then he put up 1,016 yards rushing, 284 receiving yards, and 10 touchdowns while splitting time with Quinshon Judkins in his last year there. Went on to win the Natty. Unbelievable talent profile, explosive. I think he could be super, super exciting this season. Already looking fantastic in the preseason as well. Moving over, Tyler Warren, the tight end out of Penn State. Incredibly high draft capital, especially for a tight end. His current ADP is in the hundreds, which I do not understand. I can't get behind that. Daniel Jones was just named the starter, which is already should be bumping his ADP up, just in comparison to Anthony Richardson, of course, because that was one of the concerns. So we'll have somebody that can throw him the ball. That wide receiver room has Adonai Mitchell, has Josh Downs, and Tyler Warren is just going to be, I think he'll stick out. I think he'll be an immediate playmaker. He did everything at Penn State, so I just think that the sky is the limit, especially in an open receiving room like that. I think he'll get a ton of targets, and he's already getting targets in the preseason, getting a lot of snaps as well. And now moving down to 4 honorable mentions. Number 1, Jack Bech, wide receiver out of TCU. He got drafted to the Raiders. He gives me very much Hunter Renfrow-esque vibes. He's right behind Jacoby Myers in the wide receiver room. Of course, Brock Bowers will be taking a lot of targets as well, but I do believe Jack Bech could be a very good little dart throw near the end of your draft, because his ADP is very low. So I think it's worth taking a shot on him. He might get some volume, but we'll have to see with Bowers, Myers, and Genty. And of course, I could go through this list and I could say, oh, Ashton Genty is my guy. However, I mean, come on. Are we serious? Next up, DJ Giddens, backup running back now for the Indianapolis Colts. He's playing behind Jonathan Taylor, who we know to be relatively injury prone. DJ Giddens is a bigger running back as well. He could definitely handle a larger workload if the opportunity presents itself. He'll be behind a solid offensive line as well. I think he's a great handcuff near the end of your draft as well. Next up, Demario Douglas. I just think in an open wide receiver room like the Patriots, Demario Douglas has already been having some chemistry with Drake May, especially at the end of last year, and during actually most of last year as well. And I just think that the connection can keep building. It's definitely worth a dart throw near the end of your draft. I don't think anybody in that wide receiver room. Kyle Williams is kind of intriguing. They have Stephon Diggs, but I mean, Stephon Diggs is aging. They'll need some younger playmakers. And lastly, Adam Thielen. I think he's a great dart throw at the end of your draft as well. Just because they have Tetairoa McMillan, they have Xavier Legette. Legette did not do a whole lot last year. Adam Thielen still looks like he's got it as of right now. He's a solid playmaker, solid vet. I think he's good for Bryce Young, especially at this stage in his career. I think it's just definitely worth, again, a dart throw at the end of your draft. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. Those are my 8 players that I think will, show out this season, exceed expectation, exceed ADP. And I appreciate you guys listening. Please drop a like on the video. If you enjoyed this, please drop a comment. Ask me any of your fantasy football start sit questions. We're just around the corner. Ask me trade questions. Ask whatever you want. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I will see you in the next one.